Since 1994, when it was almost 4 rand to the dollar, so many things have changed. We've seen policies come and politicians go. We've seen movements rise and structures fall. And we've seen the incredible journey the rand has been on for a quarter of a century, because we've been stepping right alongside it. 1994 to 2001 burst bubbles. The first 7 years of freedom saw a nation swelling with pride. However, at the time, global asset bubbles were bursting. Rogue traders were collapsing banks, and there was a host of emerging market debt and currencies crises. From Mexico to Asia to Russia to Brazil and Argentina, which inevitably weakened our currency. Hence, even though things were looking up in our new home, when the World Trade Center came down, so did the rand. 2002 to 2008, golden years. The next phase of the journey was golden. China's infrastructure boom resulted in a surge in SA's commodity exports, and our sound economic policies, attractive yields, and deep markets gave global fund managers a reason to cast their eyes across our shores. We were awarded the privilege of hosting a World Cup and the benefits of record-breaking foreign investment. We watched a certain landmark deal take place where two giants shook hands and shook the world. And local investors smiled when our treasury liberalized the market. Not everything was bright, and South Africans first felt the effects of load shedding. 2008 to 2015, free money. The next decade was a busy one. US home prices crashed by 30% as the great global recession took root and the rand plummeted. Global central banks responded by slashing policy rates to almost zero, and we were introduced to all the flavors of quantitative easing. Despite these lifelines, economic growth remained in the doldrums, and the pigs of Europe spiraled into a debt crisis. Although the rand benefited from a global hunt for yield when the Fed, the European Central Bank, and Bank of Japan were injecting unprecedented amounts of liquidity into the markets simultaneously, our exchange rate quickly surrendered these gains when the Fed started to reverse these easing measures. The situation was exacerbated by fiscal slippage, state capture, ratings downgrades, Ninegate, and policy uncertainty. 2015 to today, age of populism. Fed up with the way things are heading, we saw the rise of right-wing sympathies and populism, carried on the backs of the American and European working classes. Austerity packages were rejected throughout Europe. Barclays stepped back. The UK had stepped out, and trade wars stepped up. At home, a new president marked a new direction. But our country's slow structural reforms, high unemployment, and low business confidence led to a fresh wave of negative credit rating actions. Others may look back at our journey with somewhat less positivity than we feel. If there's one thing that we've learned over the past quarter of a century, it's that no matter the climate, the storminess of the seas, or the rockiness of the path we need to tread, the journey's destination is worth the effort. Walking uphill is hard work, and mountains aren't climbed in a day. We see resilience of spirit and fortitude of heart. We see friendships and partnerships forged. We see a nation full of different people who all look forward together and know that yesterday wasn't as sunny as tomorrow will be. After all, it's not the journey behind us that matters as much, but the new, challenging, and exciting one ahead that will make all the difference.